Hi.
Good
Hi,
morning to
Donna.
everyone. Hi,
Hello,
Carla.
everybody. Hi.
We're so
We're
glad
live.
we are live. We're so glad that you guys are making it to come check out as we talk about how Etsy is our favorite marketplace and to give you some tips and tricks on how to make it your favorite place as well.
Exactly. So we're very excited about today's weekly golden nugget. And it's about Etsy, all about Etsy. So you know a little bit more. Maybe you know a lot about it, but maybe there is something new that you can learn about it. So let me share, Donna, the screen so we can start right away.
Yep.
So our objective today, everybody's, you will learn what is Etsy. It's one of the most trusted shopping platforms. Hi. And we want to talk about what is first. What is this for people that doesn't know? Actually, I didn't know about it. It was a few years, but this platform has been it was founded in 2005. I didn't know about it.
Which truly is amazing because I still come across people who have no clue what Etsy is. They've never heard of it. So, it's still a growing platform, which is exciting for us.
And the pronunciation is like some people call it Etsy
Mhm.
and someone call it Etsy. So it's the same thing. And it's an American e-commerce company. Uh,
It truly is. Carla discovered it was 2 guys in New York that started it, correct?
yes, there is in New York.
Mhm.
And it's a global online marketplace, and you sell unique creative goods, handmade products, and you connect with millions of buyers. So I really think it's a really good marketplace to put your products, your unique products. And look at this, Donna. According to SimilarWeb, we did some research, and Etsy is the third biggest marketplace in the United States as of December 2022.
Yep. And Etsy's still growing. That that I think is the most exciting part. People are still able to open stores, and let's see, what was it? There was one those you can sell on Etsy. You can sell in the UK. You can sell in Japan, in Germany. You can pick the countries that you want to sell in.
Europe,
Europe, all of Europe.
all of Europe. So it's a big marketplace. And
Now, I will say,
yes,
I don't sell my POD products outside the US because the shipping is a killer. But
yes.
all my digital products, I can sell in Canada. You can sell in multiple marketplaces because you don't have that shipping cost.
Exactly. So for the ones that are selling on POD, right? POD products, yeah, that's something to think about.
It definitely is. And for anyone who doesn't know, POD is print on demand.
Print on demand.
Which is one of I love print on demand. It's a great way to start a business. You don't have a huge investment, and it's exactly what it says. It is printed when the sale happens, then it's printed, and then it's shipped. So you're not
You
sitting with
don't
a garage full of inventory.
That's right. You don't have that cost, no?
Yes, that's
So
absolutely right.
just in time.
Yep.
And they have a handmade policy. They have a lot of policies that is good that you go in and read them and check on them. But this means that you have handmade policy means that you have to come up with an original design. You have to make a unique product, and you need to use your hand to make it.
Well,
So you want something that is your own in Etsy.
but with all things, there's a workaround. There is a workaround where you don't have to absolutely stitch it yourself. You can use your brain to create it.
Hmm. Exactly, exactly. So you, when you are in Etsy, just they have a lot of policies and fees. You can check all the information. They have everything there for you. And
But
one
here
of
are
the
the questions we hear the most.
Mhm.
You know, Carla and I hear these a lot. And I'm sure you're sitting there going, "Oh, handmade. I got to do it myself. Do I really want to?" But here's the thing. The thing is do you want a side business that it can be more self-sufficient? You know, it's not creating tons and tons of your time. Do I really want to become an Etsy seller? The next question people always ask is, why do I want to be an Etsy seller? And then the third question is, well, okay, if I like the answer to one and two, how do I become one? So one
Okay.
is, do you want to be an Etsy seller? Your store doors are open 24 hours a day. You
Mhm.
don't have to physically go in and work inside that store where you leave your house, you drive to a location, you unlock the doors, you walk in, you flip the lights on and say, "Well, here I am," and hope that somebody will come see you. Etsy takes care of all of that. You know, they have the platform. You use your keywords to direct your traffic to your store. They show your images, and then and you, they keep the lights on. So all
So
of
it's
that
cheaper.
ease.
It's
Yeah,
cheaper.
it's
Yeah,
so
it's
much
cheaper
cheaper.
than
And so
it's
my
cheaper than
question is,
this
why
one
would
than
you
a
not
brick
want
and
to be a Etsy seller?
exactly. Look, if you open a brick and mortar store, you will have to pay for a lot of things.
Oh yeah, just think about it. It's rent, utilities, all the product to look pretty on the shelves and hanging in, around the store, insurance, employees because you can't be there all the time, and then with employees come all the, Social Security and employee insurance. So those figures just keep on racking up.
Exactly. So I think Etsy is a really good option to have that flexibility and low cost. So, and why? That's the why. Why do I become an Etsy seller? No, because it's a lot cheaper than
Yeah, it's
a
the low
store.
cost of entry. It's a affordable way to try out your idea to see if there's a market for it.
Exactly. So I think, well, also you need to start when you decide, well, yes, maybe I can sell something here. That will be good for you to start doing some research about it,
Oh yeah.
like check what products fit your niche or something that you like. Maybe
Mhm.
you love something, you know about something really special about health, about I don't know, maybe dogs, cats. What do you love? So I think maybe you need to start thinking about something, things that you love and know, and start looking what products can you offer.
Yeah, when you love it, it's so much easier to work in it because if you pick a niche that you go, "Oh, I hate this niche," you will not succeed. You don't want to create. You don't even want to think about it. So you have to have a passion for it because you're going to what I tell people is you're going to go in, take the key, open the front door, shift a few dresses around and say, "Okay, here we are." And so with Etsy, you're doing that remotely and but you're doing something that you have a passion for, that you enjoy. And becoming an Etsy seller, that's the easy part.
That's the easy part. It's
Yep.
really easy to, well, you need to fill out something, you need to think about products, you need to think about, filling out all the forms.
But
You need to,
when you do the research, you have the idea. The hardest stumbling block with everybody is picking a name. How many people get stuck on, well, what do I name my store? And then the
Mhm.
next part is filling out all the different little questions they ask, because I have several and I still stumble over some of the
Yeah.
questions. It's like, what is this that they mean?
Yeah, and sometimes you get stuck there, like, oh, how do I start? No, you don't know exactly, and it can take you your time to start setting up everything.
Hmm.
No, deciding the name, you can get stuck with the logo or
Yep,
banners.
logos and banners are the next things after you get over the name. So there's pieces to it, but the end result is that you you create something, or you have something created for you that you're very proud of and that you enjoy doing.
Exactly. No, no, I love Etsy, to be honest. I love it. And when you start doing one, you can start maybe doing another one, and then you are get excited, and then let's do this. You get
Yep,
excited. You get excited.
you do. Very much so.
So let me see. Here I
So
have a question.
we've already kind of covered the advantages. Carla and I get super excited, and we just kind of jump. But yeah, the advantages are great. I already covered. You don't have the brick and mortar expenses. The store is always open. I will tell you, it is so much fun to get up in the morning and your Etsy store has cha-chinged through the night, and you just muted it, and you see sale after sale after sale.
So
That
you
is
are
very
doing money
exciting.
while you're sleeping.
Yep. So you're making sales while you're sleeping, and I think that is probably the most fun.
So I want to ask you, well, if someone already owns an Etsy store, maybe they can share with us what are the advantages that they see,
That it
their
that's
opinion, no?
Yeah, I
When
think
you
that
have
that's
any
great.
idea
I'm
of
a
comment.
I'll share, because I come from a corporate background. I'll share what my advantages are for the Etsy shop. When I come from a corporate background, I was a national sales manager in an industry that is extremely stressful. And I just decided one day I had had enough. And my daughter was piddling with it, and she was like, "Well, come on, and let's do this." For me, when I looked at what I wanted to accomplish in my retirement, was I was too young to just retire, and I didn't want to just stop working. So I was like, okay, let's go play with this and let's see where it goes. Well, it started growing, but what I loved about having an Etsy store, and I will admit I have several now, but what I loved about it was the fact that I could get up in the morning, I could basically put the key in the door, open the door, and tell Etsy, I'm here, I'm busy, I'm doing stuff, which takes me about 10, 15 minutes. Then I go have my coffee, I kind of start my day, I'll deal with any issues, and then I work just a couple of hours a day on my Etsy stores, and then I'm off for the rest of the day. That is the probably the biggest advantage. I can go have coffee with my girlfriends, go have lunch. I can go to the beach. I'm getting ready to take a cruise. My stores will still operate because, um, I only need to spend like 10 or 15 minutes paying attention because I've had them for a while. If you're just starting, you need a little more attention. But I've had
Exactly.
one for a while. They're kind of on their own. And so I can take off and I can enjoy my retirement. But
That's
everything I'm
amazing.
making is going towards that. So,
Exactly. At the beginning, of course, you need to put your no effort. You need to start putting the listings on Etsy, and
mhm.
then you need to work on it. But later, it's gonna get easier. It's gonna get easier. And for me, Donna, I started doing Etsy because I was a teacher for 15 years. I am a teacher. I will always be. But I
Always.
realized I will always be a teacher. So But I realized, teaching is a really demanding job. It's really stressful. The I You don't have time because, well, when you get out of the teaching of the school, you're still working on planning, lesson plans, on grading, on a lot of things. And then I didn't have time for my kids, for my family, even on the weekends. So it was more about time also. A lot of I can manage my time. I have more flexibility. I can pick up my kids at school. I can be with them more time, even during the weekend. So I am very, Etsy store has opened that possibility for me. I can. This is funny, but I can go to the restroom whenever I want.
Isn't
Really?
that amazing? You don't have to ask permission or find someone to come watch
Come
everybody.
watch. Imagine that. You cannot leave the kid. My students are my priority, and you cannot leave them. No, I had to ask someone, please watch them so I can run to the restroom and come back.
Yep.
And also, I can eat my lunch. I just had 30 minutes, but it was really 15 minutes to eat my lunch. Now
Mhm.
I can eat 45 minutes, 1 hour. I can take my time to do that. So things like that you think that's so silly, but
But
I,
it's important, and it's important to your mental health.
exactly, exactly. And as teachers, for example, we don't like to take days off.
Oh, yeah.
We have a guilt to take days off. And well, when you ask, you have to ask permission to go one day, even that you have work because you have to prepare the sub lesson plans too. So it's still a lot of work and time, and I'm not saying leave the teaching position. No, no, no. We're saying you can start building your Etsy store and have also extra income when you have summers. If you're a teacher and listening, I'm not telling you leave your job. No, no, no. But I'm just telling you start having some extra income when you are off in summers, and you can go somewhere with that extra income,
And you see, that is so appropriate in both of our groups that we resonate with, is by keeping what you're currently doing and you're doing the Etsy shop on the side, it gives you flexibility, flexibility for the vacation, flexibility to have that extra money to do investments and to grow other projects that can create more streams of income. It is amazing what a store can bring you in a short amount of time. A very good active store can create nearly a second income. So now you're making twice the income because you're making your regular one and this one. But then when your Etsy shop goes faster than what your raises are in your corporate or your, you know, government job or wherever you are working, then it becomes really interesting and enticing. But it gives you more disposable income without you taking on a 20-hour a week job. That's hard when you work full time and then you need the extra money in 20 more hours. It's hard to
exactly,
find that extra time.
exactly, exactly. Donna, I wanna tell everybody also, but this is important to know, right? How much does it cost?
How much does Etsy cost? That is a huge one because we've given them all the advantages, but how much is it going to cost? This is
Well, it's 20 cents to list your item and 6.5% fee that goes to Etsy, of course. There is a 6.5%. Also, you may have, the regular credit card processing fees, but that's it. Well, your ads, maybe if you put ads, if you want
you
to,
put yeah,
you can do that. But if
and
you want more information, go to that website. It's in Etsy. They are all all the information is there.
Yeah, Etsy lays it out. They're very straightforward and they lay it out, but your cost of entry is very low. When you think it's 20 cents per listing, you create your product, it's 20 cents per listing, and then they charge 6.9. And then you can set it up so that if you sell a product today, that those funds could be in your bank account either the next day, the next week. It kind of depends on how you set up the back end
Mhm.
for getting money deposited into your account. So, and that comes, Etsy handles all the processing, which is why it's so trusted.
There you go. There you go. Thank you for watching, everybody that is over there. And if you're watching the recording, also, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the chats. And if we don't see them or we don't answer your question and you want to come back, we got answers.
Donna, do do you have time? There is time to do this.
And you know, I worked with teachers a long time ago, and the thing teachers always said, I just don't have time during the school year. There's just not enough time for all the reasons you just said. You know, you have meetings before school, you have meetings after school, you have papers to grade over the weekend. It's like, where am I going to find time? But if you have 30 minutes to an hour a day that you can devote on designing. The way I get most of my designs done is I
Mhm.
take a 4-hour block once a week and I create all the new designs that are going up. I put them in draft and then I drip them out. I don't have to turn them all live at the same time, but if you work with blocks of time, it's an easy way to make sure you have time to get everything done. The other thing is some people don't talk about PLRs, which are private licensing um, templates, or
Mhm.
belong to something like the Design Club, or you know, Design Club. Carla and I are huge about the Design Club because you get all the elements that you need to create your products. They come 3 months ahead of time. You don't have to be thinking, oh, Valentine's coming up. What am I going to create? Well, if you haven't created Valentine's by now and have it up, you need to be thinking about Mother's Day. Just skip over because it takes a little bit of time to get everything created and up and all of that kind of good stuff. But you can use Design Club, you can use Design Bundle, you can use Creative Fabrica. There are
Mhm.
so many sources out there. You just need to make sure you read the terms.
Yes, read the terms, please.
Yeah,
But you are the one that need to be setting up a time. I think blocks of time, making
I
a block and a commitment that you're gonna be working though that time will
I
help you
love
be consistent.
blocks of time, you know, and what I tell people, I work in pockets of time because yes, I'm retired, but I am full-time caregiver for my mom. I live in a multi-generational home. So when and I live close to my son. So when the baby's sick, I go fill in. When they need someone to run the carpool for dance or gymnastics or whatever, I'm the one.
Mhm.
So I work in pockets of time and I just tell people, you know, you take those pockets of time. If you take 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, and then I try to block out about 4 hours once a week that I spend just designing and just putting my stuff together. But working in pockets of time has really been a huge
Yes,
door opener for me because you'll be amazed if you have 10 minutes or 15 minutes while you're sitting in carpool line and you can kind of sketch out what you're wanting to create. When you get back in front of the computer, then you're able to sit down and really pull it together.
I start working. I start working. Another
Hmm.
question we get also is like, am I too old to learn all about it? See?
Yep. Yeah, and I'm going to answer this one because I'm the older one in the room.
I don't know.
But No, you're never too old to learn. I mean, age is as my aunt used to say, age is just a number and mine's unlisted. But I tell people don't learn every little nook and cranny about Etsy because Etsy will change, just like all of these platforms change a lot. You learn the basics, you learn what you like, you're constantly doing research, and there are studies that have been done that say that as you age, if you keep your brain active, it will continue to be very active. It kind of starves off different aspects. So it's all about learning.
And it's about mindset, I
Hmm.
think, because if you don't, it's like you are not too old to, you can start now. This is your time, this is your present, and you need to change that mindset that I don't know, I cannot learn. That's why you can ask for help. There are mentors, there are groups where you can go, and trainings that you can go, and someone to help you, learn if you don't know. But if you don't, you need to start changing that mindset that I cannot even, is you can have a little bit of fear because you haven't done it before. But when you start doing it, because that's something that happened to me, I was scared. I was like, how I'm gonna start doing this because I don't know. Of course, you don't know, but I started doing. I made some errors, but I correct them. I asked for help, and I started learning, and I realized it was easier than I thought. So it's a
It,
question of mindset.
and that's the key. What you said is true. If you say, "Oh, I can't do it," then no, you can't. But if you go, "I'm going to try," then you will always be able to do it. Always.
Exactly, exactly. And I think this is your time. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter young, old. It's how you feel. You
Yep.
can do it. You can do it. So you can learn. Everything is teachable. You can learn anything you want, right? And ask
Yes.
for help. And talking about learning,
Oh yeah.
do you
I
need
love
a
it when people ask
degree
this
in
question.
computer science? So do you need to go get a degree in computer science? No.
No,
No, no, no.
no, and we're just going to be just no. You do not need a degree. You need a laptop and a couple of programs.
Yes, and there is one, well, you can figure it out by your own, and you can it's gonna take more time, or you can, maybe find someone to help you set it up. And it depends how you want to do, but you don't need a computer science degree.
No, no, I'm a firm believer in finding the best person out there to teach you and spending that time with someone who's already forged the way, and let me just follow along behind you, and I'll be happy. You just show me the tricks and the things, and that's what Carla and I are trying to do is to give you ideas and to show you some of the things that we have figured out as we've gone through this journey.
Exactly. It's a journey.
It is.
Do I
Oh,
have enough ideas? Sorry, Donna. Did you want to say something?
no,
Sorry.
I was just
Okay.
laughing. Do I have enough ideas?
Oh, Donna, let me tell you, Donna is. I want to see your brain, Donna. You have so many ideas that I'm so excited about because you are always thinking, researching, and
I love
looking for
research.
ways, opportunities.
Exactly, and that's the thing. What Carla and I do, we do this on Mondays, but once a month we take everything out of the design club, and we just give you tons of ideas of what you could do with it. Our goal is to like encourage you to spark your own ideas, but we don't believe in holding on to a good idea. If we see it, we did flying pigs one time. I'm just going to take that one because that one was fun. I I was on that call and I gave everyone the whole storyboard on what to create with these little flying pigs. Uh, Not because, I am worried that you're going to take my idea, because I'll give you all of my ideas, but you will never do your idea the same way as mine. They're
Yeah.
all going to look different. So, and the cool thing about taking the little flying pigs is we could all do a different thing on it. And the way KDP works and the way some of the other platforms I use is that when people start producing more of the same thing, they start showing it more. So then you get more sales. So, never operate from the fear that somebody's going to take your really great idea, because they may hear it one way and do it a different way than what you're going to do. So so
Exactly. You
anyway,
can
we
make it.
give you
Yeah.
we if you don't have enough ideas, you come see us once a month. We will help you with ideas.
Yes. See us in the design club.
Yes, that is part of the design club.
And also you can think about things that you love. There are people that love Christmas or camping or fishing or something that makes you happy, and you can get ideas from that topic, that niche that you like. You
Mhm.
can make research, find products, make research.
Uh, Research is the biggest thing, and I can't remember if we're covering research, if this is where we're at. But research is where I get a lot of my ideas, because I'll see something I like and go, "Ooh, I like that." But then I read all the reviews. What did other people like or not like about it? And it's the not likes that I take those and say, "Okay, this is how I'm going to change it to fit, to make it different." I never steal somebody else's idea. I mean, Lord knows they fall out of my head constantly. But if I see something that I like, I'm like, okay, how can I make it better? And that is what human nature has been all the way through. Is the wheel started out, it was probably square, and someone said, we need to chisel it down so it rolls better. So that's how the wheel went. I remember a cartoon like that. And so it's always about improving. How can you make
Improving.
it better?
Exactly.
Improve something.
Exactly. The other day, someone was talking about the black and white TV, like how we started with a black and white TV, small or large. I don't know,
They were
but
small.
they were small. And then what happened? Someone started thinking, okay, let's put some color or make it smaller, something or bigger. So
Yep.
everything evolves or changes to make it better, and you can make something better, some products better. So these are some ideas about that. Oh, well, well, well.
We do hear this one a lot. I am not an artist, so how does this work? Do you want to start or you want me to start?
You can start.
Okay.
Go
You will see going across the bottom, we talk about the design club. The design club, I take elements from the design club and then I add them to other things. One of my best ideas I stumbled across. I found a design where I could get um, paper shapes, where you would cut it out. And so I found one for a coffin. And then I took our little gnome that was a Dracula. I put him in the coffin so that when people folded it up, it would be a coffin box. And I put a Celtic cross on the top, so it looked very vintage and all. And I gave directions. You do it on construction paper. It was a printable. I've sold this 2 years now. 2 years it's worked,
Wow.
and I have lots of sales off of it. It's a great seller. So when you give it with candy in it and they lift the top off, which is a little paper, you have to do it out of construction paper or
Yeah.
cardstock. Lift the top off and their candy's there. And when they eat down all the candy, they see Dracula
Oh
in the
my
bottom.
God.
So it's
Ah,
very cute. I sell tons of them. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. But I was not an artist. I found a place to get the design for the
mhm.
boxes. I had, um, the, gnome Dracula. I
Uh-huh.
changed him up a little bit. I made him a little more flourishy, and I put him in the bottom of the box, and then I went and found the cross. I didn't design any of it. The only thing that I designed was the whole concept, and
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
is what, as, as Etsy shop owners, that's our handcraft, is that we are creating, and, figuring up designs, it's unique things. So, no, I'm not an artist, but people think that I am, and then I get notes that say, "Could you do this?" And I'm going, "Hmm, I gotta find somebody." But I never tell them that. I go, "Sure."
Yes, and actually, I think when you start to being creative, you start, I don't know, developing more creativity for some reason. No? You start getting more ideas too when you
Yeah,
start being creative.
yeah, once you start, they just kinda keep on popping.
Exactly, exactly. Well, Donna. So let me see what else we have. Oh, any questions? Do you have any questions or?
I'm trying to keep watching the different groups. Um, I don't see any questions right now. I think we've covered a lot of material.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But if they have later any questions,
Or
invite I want to
yes.
invite people tomorrow because we're gonna have an e-commerce expert, Donna. Everybody, we're gonna have an expert. His name is Fernando Sustaita, and he's coming tomorrow at 12 for a session to answer your questions about Etsy. So if you don't have any questions right now, start thinking about them. We're doing
Yep.
a post where you
They
can input your questions.
yeah, drop your questions.
And
It's
I wanted to
Fern
talk a little bit about
well, I was just gonna say
yes,
Fernando
Donna.
is my e-commerce expert. When I found Fernando, I had 1 store, and I had a second one that was starting, and because of him, my numbers of stores have grown. He's made a huge difference in my e-com. So what I tell people is you have to find the experts for the things that you're wanting to do because you want to know what's happening. Fernando is on top of everything. So I have him. I have someone else that I go to for my KDP because I create over on Etsy. I sell on KDP. I have someone else for another platform that I'm on. But the whole idea is that when you're doing something, you want to work with people who really know what's happening. And I tell people Fernando's my guy. He knows everything. He's a whiz in the e-commerce community. He has a lot of years that he's
Oh,
worked in
yeah.
it, so he understands it.
Yes, he started doing e-commerce since 1998, and he started on eBay. He graduated from the University of Texas in international business marketing, and he worked as in the oil and gas industry. But he has always been working on e-commerce for years, and it's a passion for him. And he started selling also on an Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify, many marketplaces. But then he launched his print-on-demand course in 2016. And in the past 6 years, well, he has been helping hundreds of people selling their products. And I think if you want to know more about Etsy, join us tomorrow with your questions or just listen to him because he has helped me to put my Etsy stores. And I think it's gonna be very good for you to watch us, and we wait for you tomorrow at 12.
Yeah, come check it out. It's a great time to get your questions answered because we've given you a little taste of what it's all about. We've tried to answer some of the questions that we get on a regular basis. So now you have a little knowledge, and now you're going, Okay, what if, or how do I, or can I? Um, and so it's a great way to get some answers.
Exactly. Get inspired. Make this year, 2023, we are starting January. Make this year the year of your dreams, the year where you start something, that you start creating and getting more income, more things, learning new things. So this is a the your year. This is your year,
This is your
everybody.
year. And that's right, Carla. And sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's that you just want to do something. You want to make an impact and you want to learn something new. Uh, you don't have to make a gazillion dollars to be successful. For some people, it's just a small amount.
Exactly. Or if you're a coach or something, you can sell things to help your clients, and you can use Etsy for that too. There are so many possibilities with Etsy that we are very excited about. And well, Donna,
All
I
right. We
want to
invite you
thank
to come
you.
Monday. I mean,
Donna,
Tuesday.
come Tuesday and also next Monday. Next Monday, we're
Yes.
going to meet Donna. You don't want to meet me?
I am going to meet with you because we are excited to share with everybody, those who want to grow. Next week, we're going to hold your hand and walk you through setting up your Teachers Pay Teachers account. So if you're creating in that genre, for homeschool, and Teachers Pay Teachers is not just for teachers, it's also for homeschoolers. They shop there
Mhm.
too. But we will show you exactly how to set up your account. And then
Exactly.
the next week, we're going to take you to the UK because if you're successfully selling in the US, you need to be selling in the UK too.
So,
So we're real excited.
thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. I will see you next week. It's going to be
Yes.
exciting. Thank you
So
very much, Donna. Thank you,
th-
everybody, for
thanks,
watching.
everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye
See you
bye.
tomorrow.